Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're into clear, no-nonsense explainers like this one, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and the subscribe button. It makes a huge difference. Okay, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling a challenge that just about every business is facing. How to take this mountain of data you're sitting on and turn it from a headache into your biggest advantage. So here's the game plan. We're going to start with the data overload problem, something I'm sure you're familiar with. Then we'll introduce Modern BI as the solution. After that, we'll break down the 4 pillars that make it all work, see what the actual payoff looks like for your business, and wrap up with some simple first steps to get you on your way. All right, let's kick things off with the core issue here, the data overload problem. You know, it really all comes down to one question. Seriously, think about it. Is your data actually helping you win, or does it feel more like a giant, messy garage you have to constantly organize? If you've ever felt like you're just drowning in information but you're still starving for real wisdom, well, you're definitely not alone. And that's exactly the problem Modern BI is built to fix.
And here's why that matters so much. Everything moves so fast now, right? Customer tastes change, markets shift. If your analytics are slow, you're basically making decisions based on old news. It's like trying to navigate a highway by only looking in the rearview mirror. You're reacting to where you've been, not where you're going.
And this leads to some really common and expensive problems. You've got these old, clunky tools that can't keep up. That leads to slow, sluggish decisions where you miss out on opportunities. You've got data silos, where the marketing data doesn't talk to the sales data, so you never see the whole picture. And maybe the worst part? Your analytics are totally disconnected from what the business actually needs to achieve.
And this quote just nails it. Imagine trying to find your way through a new city, but your map is missing half the streets and all the major landmarks. You'd be totally lost, right? Well, that's pretty much what it feels like to run a business using incomplete, outdated data.
So, we've laid out the problem. It's data chaos. But the good news is there is an answer, and that's where we introduce modern business intelligence. So, what is BI really? Well, at its heart, business intelligence is all about using technology to turn messy, raw data into clear, actionable insights. Notice I said actionable. This isn't about creating more spreadsheets. It's about analyzing, managing, and, this is the key, visualizing your data so you can stop guessing and start making confident, strategic moves.
So how does it actually do that? Well, it's not magic. It all rests on 4 fundamental pillars that really act as the engine of your whole data strategy. Okay, here they are. Number 1, data integration, which is all about getting everything in one place. 2, user-friendly visualization, to make it easy to understand. 3, predictive insights, so you can see what's coming. And 4, collaboration tools, to get everyone on the same page. Now let's dig into what each of these really means. Pillar number 1. Data integration. This is the bedrock. It means breaking down those silos we talked about. You pull all your information from sales, from marketing, from customer support, all of it into one single unified view. No more jumping between 10 different apps trying to piece the story together.
Next up, user-friendly visualization. And this is where things start to get really cool. Modern BI makes data accessible to everyone, not just the data scientists. With simple, intuitive dashboards, anybody on your team can look at a chart or a map and instantly understand what's going on. It turns data into a universal language. Just look at this. How long did it take you to figure out that the North region is crushing it? Like a second? That's the power of visualization. Imagine trying to find that same insight buried in a spreadsheet with thousands of rows. This is about speed to insight. The third pillar is where modern BI really starts to feel like a superpower. Predictive insights. We're moving beyond just looking at what happened in the past. Now we're talking about predicting the future. By using AI and machine learning to find patterns in your old data, these systems can actually forecast trends. It's the difference between reacting to your market and leading it. And finally, pillar 4, collaboration. Because an amazing insight is pretty useless if it's stuck on one person's laptop. Modern BI platforms make it super easy to share these dashboards and reports. That way, everyone, from sales to marketing to the execs, is literally looking at the same data, working from the same truth. Okay, so that's the how it all works. But what about the why? Let's talk about the real-world payoff. How this actually translates from insights on a screen into a real impact on your bottom line.
I mean, this table says it all. Instead of just guessing where the market is headed, you can actually spot trends before anyone else.
Instead of a one-size-fits-all product, you can use data to tailor what you offer to exactly what customers want. And instead of wasting time and money, you can pinpoint exactly where the bottlenecks are and streamline your operations.
Now, this all probably sounds great in theory, but I know what you're thinking. Where on earth do I even start? So let's wrap up by talking about the first strategic steps you can take to begin this journey.
It really boils down to 3 simple, manageable steps. First, set your goals. And don't start with the data. Start with the business. Ask yourself, what is the single most important question we need to answer right now? Second, find tools that can actually integrate with the systems you already have. And third, track your metrics. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's a constant loop of learning and improving.
And that really brings us to the end. The point is, with the right approach, you can absolutely turn your data from a source of stress into your most powerful weapon. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. For your business, right now, today, what is the very first question your data needs to answer?